In this video, I will share a few of my tips to improve your health and feel fully refreshed during the day. Coming right up. Tip number one is to go outside in the morning to get some sunlight. All of our circadian rhythms are regulated by light exposure, and we need a differential between morning light and darkness in the evening. And even a brightly lit office or room will not give you that light differential as simply going outside, even on a cloudy day. Yes, even on a cloudy day, you have to go out. Try to go outside right when you wake up, as well as twice during the day for 30 minutes. You can drink your coffee outside or eat your breakfast or lunch outside as well to get that light exposure. It's gonna greatly benefit you. Your morning routine starts the night before, but your evening routine also starts the morning before. And getting sunlight exposure in the morning will help your sleep at night as well. The second tip is to have a no-tech night, around 90 minutes to 2 hours before bed. And that includes no devices, no cell phones, no laptops, no TVs. And this is important because these devices stimulate you, and this stimulation releases cortisol and prevents you from falling asleep. Moreover, devices emit blue light, which also suppresses melatonin, releases cortisol, and interferes with a good night of rest. So the third tip is to get exercise in the morning. There was a study with 3 groups of participants. At 7 a.m., those who exercised at 7 a.m., those who exercised at 1 p.m., and those that exercised at 7 p.m. And so those that exercised at 7 a.m. in the morning had the most efficient sleep cycles, the most deep sleep, they slept more, and they had a 25% reduction in blood pressure. So these are the incredible benefits of exercising in the morning. You get better sleep and you get a higher drop in blood pressure during the night. And the reduction in the blood pressure is, to interpret it, is essentially a deactivation of the sympathetic nervous system, or the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic nervous system turned on, which is the relaxation response. Even 5 minutes is enough. You can jump on a rebounder or a mini trampoline, you can go on a power walk, you can do Tabata, or you can do high intensity interval training, where you literally run as fast as you can for, let's say, 90 seconds or 60 seconds, and then you rest for 1.5 to 2 minutes, or even to 3 minutes, for example. So you go all out and then you rest, and you do these intervals. This is called high intensity interval training. So try to do that in the morning. And you can vary it up, like you can do Tabata one day, you can do HIIT another day. And this is known as the cortisol reset, because you want cortisol to be high in the morning. That's actually the benefit of taking a cold shower or even drinking coffee. All of those things raise cortisol, and exercise is one of them. So by having cortisol in the morning that's being released, you're essentially able to balance your circadian rhythm, and that helps you sleep at night. And don't forget to walk throughout the day. Walking greatly boosts your HRV, heart rate variability, which is a measure of your recovery. Walking during the day, or even any type of exercise, also increases your perceived resilience against stress. It makes you more resilient to stressful situations. The fourth tip is to have a wind down routine. to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. To be consistent. This is really important because you need to balance the yin and the yang. You need to balance your work life and your personal life. It's really important to have time during the day or you can just relax. You have to find that balance. This is really important. And so do something before bed. Have a wind down routine. You can either take an Epsom salt bath, you can read a fiction book, you can play a board game with your loved one, you can have a herbal tea. I actually have mine here, which is a combination of valerian root, passion flower, and lemon balm. All amazing ingredients that help you relax and wind down before bed. I think it's great to have a wind down routine, to do something relaxing before you hit the sack. The fifth tip is to stop eating 3 hours before bed, at least 3 hours. And this is because you need blood flow to go to the brain so that it's able to clear toxins and remove things like beta amyloid plaque, which reduces the risk for Alzheimer's. If you eat food before you go to sleep, that blood flow will all go to the digestive tract to help you digest the food, and you're gonna get less blood flow to the brain to help you remove all of those toxins and waste products. So by helping flush out those toxins and waste products using the lymphatic system before bed, you help prevent cognitive decline. And that's why it's so important to not eat before bed, so that your brain is able to flush out all of those waste products and toxins, so that your brain is able to function properly, to have enhanced cognition, and to reduce the risk for cognitive decline and neurodegenerative conditions. Eating before bed will also not allow you to enter deep sleep, which is when you recover physically. Also, eating before bed is terrible because you're not going to allow your heart rate to drop. That's actually why people have heart attacks at night. Their heart rate is so high because they eat so much. And so all of that blood flow goes towards digesting food. You're working really hard. And so your heart rate never slows down. And it's not only eating, but it's also the quantity of food. I actually ate a piece of cake at my grandma's birthday a couple days ago, and that did not affect me one bit because I just ate a slice. But if you're eating a lot before bed, that's definitely going to prevent your heart rate from dropping, and that decrease in heart rate is essential for you to be able to enter deep sleep. So stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. The next tip is an obvious one, to de-stress. If you're worked up and if you're all stressed out, you're not going to be able to go to bed and feel refreshed the next day. My personal favorites include meditation and deep breathing, but find what works for you. Even something like walking in nature or near the mountains, or finding a hobby that you enjoy is great. The next tip is to wear blue light blocking glasses and to engage in red light therapy. Blue light blocking glasses are great because blue light exposure at night suppresses your melatonin levels. So by blocking the blue light, you're allowing the melatonin to be released, which is essentially the sleep hormone. And melatonin also has great anti-inflammatory and anti-aging benefits. So by blocking the blue light before bed, you're able to have melatonin secreted, which is important when it comes to getting deep sleep and high quality sleep at night. The red light therapy device has awesome benefits for the skin and even for your mitochondria, so you have more energy. And it's great at sunset and at sunrise. So you can use it at sunrise after you wake up and at sunset before you go to bed. And that helps match what our ancestors did and helps regulate your circadian rhythm a little bit better. Especially if you can't get that sunlight in the morning, you can use a red light therapy device to mimic that sunlight exposure. So try this. Wear blue light blocking glasses before bed and try to have some red light enter your eye in the morning and at sunset. Now that can be simply sunlight, of course. The next tip is to try supplements or other remedies before bed. My favorites are lion's mane for REM sleep and CBN for deep sleep. And of course there are other options such as GABA, 5-HTP and L-THEANINE. All of those are great for you to relax before bed. Adaptogens like ashwagandha are also awesome. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, I have my herbal tea as well. You can have chamomile. This one has valerian root, passion flower and lemon balm. All amazing relaxing ingredients to help you wind down for sleep. And last but not least is something called mouth taping. And mouth taping is essential to prevent sleep apnea, snoring, daytime sleepiness and fatigue. It can also prevent you from having a dry mouth, dry sinuses, asthma and even allergies. Moreover, breathing through the nose raises a molecule called nitric oxide, which opens up your airways and helps you breathe better during the night. So try taping your mouth before bed. This is an amazing strategy to prevent all of those negative aspects that are associated with mouth breathing. Even things like anxiety, activation of the sympathetic nervous system, and things that I talked about, like allergies and asthma and having a dry mouth. So try taping your mouth before bed. You're gonna love it. So try to implement all of those strategies. Try to get some sunlight in the morning. Try to have a no-tech night at least 90 minutes before bed. Try to get that 5 minutes of exercise in the morning. It can be a power walk, it can be a high intensity interval training session, it can be jumping on a rebounder. Try to have a nighttime routine and be consistent before bed, including sleeping in a dark, cool and quiet environment. Try to stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. Try to avoid any blue light exposure after sunset. You can do this by wearing blue light blocking glasses or installing amber or red bulbs, or even changing the settings on your phone if you are going to use screens before bed. You can even try some supplements. A great one is lion's mane, which is great if you're struggling to get REM sleep. Or you can drink a herbal tea with relaxing compounds. And lastly, try mouth taping. I'm sure it's going to help you. Let me know in the comment section below which of these strategies helped you the most, and maybe pick 2 or 3. Let me know which ones you're gonna pick in the comments section below. If you like this video, I'm sure you're also gonna like these 2, so be sure to check them out as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know which strategies you're going to implement. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.